What's going on, Philly?
Philly.
Don, how are we today, brother?
Doing good. Got a week of being able to sit on, digest a couple things, but on the overall, feeling good about, where things could potentially go. So definitely a couple things to talk about, but feeling optimistic.
I like it. I think that's a good way to put it today. What is going on, everybody? I am Rich. Adam, what's going on? Jason, what's going on? I am Rich, the host of Drunk on Broad, joined by my co-hosts, my bald-headed brethren. Don't worry. We are one day going to swap seats and see if anybody realizes who's who. So it's going to be a fun
the follically challenged episode.
The follically challenged episode of Drunk on Broad. Tonight we have something different. We were supposed to do this big, fun show, but we have two guys named Oscar and Nick who could not join us tonight. So it sucks. So we are going to save that for another day. So right now we're just going to go through and do like a little recap. We're going to talk about a few little things. We're going to see what we can dive into. First off, our buddy Chris asked me to give a shout out to his mother. So Mama C, happy birthday. Your birthday was on the 29th. Today is the 29th. So happy birthday to you. I hope it's a great one. And
happy birthday, Mom.
Chris, thanks for always tuning in. Adam, what is going on, my brother? How are we?
What's up?
Saying what's up to Don, giving everybody some love. Jason, what's up? Rock on. If you did not read Sports and Metal's article about Motley Crue and their ranking of the albums, that's something you should do. And listen to the last podcast. They had a woman on there.
Absolutely.
She was an East Coast promoter. It was cool. It brought me back into the fields of going to concerts. And hopefully I'll be going to a concert with Jamie, my cousin Big Dan, and my pops at the end of the summer, 311. I'll get into that on the next show because we talk about best concert experiences. 311 is my favorite band. So I've seen them 14 times. Always, I think, every time but once without my dad. That's like our thing that we go to. We rock out to 311. I'll tell you the quick story from like one of my favorite concert experiences. We were young. It was my first concert ever. Is when Y100 still had the Feastival and the festival. So we went to the Feastival in November, and I'll never forget. It was 311. First time I saw him, it was 311, Offspring, Jet, Smile Empty Soul, and Dashboard Confessional. Everybody. Smile Empty Soul was decent. The other two, with Jet and Dashboard, I was not a fan of. Offspring was great. Saw them like 4 times. Love Offspring. But 311 was great. And I'll never forget. That's the first time I ever got contact high. And it was me, my dad, my cousin, and 2 of my best friends. We ordered $98 worth of Taco Bell on the way home.
Wow.
We had no idea what happened, us being like 12-year-olds. But, guys are going down the line, passing these things. And I'm like, Dad, what's this? He's like, just keep passing it. So I'm like, okay. He's like passing it.
The intro into Puff Puff gift, right?
Like shit when like you're 12 years, like if God forbid somebody's like kid passes a joint at a concert now, Karen will call the cops. But
wow,
it was a good introduction to things to come for 311. But Don, oh man, we have some things to talk about before we get started. So Don, I want you to take over. We're going to talk about our merchandise. Don worked very hard, so I want Don to be the one to put this out there. Said.
All right, so we've got we've kind of connected with a website called Spreadshirt where we're able to kind of upload our logo and our design into a website. They are able to applicate it to a variety of products, which I'm going to show you in a minute. So basically, what you're going to see here in a minute is any of the available merchandise, and I would really encourage you that if there's something that you want, if there's a saying or a phrase that you want that you think would look good on the logo with kind of our logo for the website, for the podcast, kind of interjected into that saying, send it to us, send us a DM, send us a message, send us something on Twitter. But what you're going to see here is a lot of our information into the here we go. Hold on. Here we go. All right, there we go. So now we've got on our screen, we've got, where'd it go?
It's not shared yet.
It's not sharing.
Give us a second.
Technical difficulties here.
It always happens. Welcome to Drunk on Broad, where technical difficulties are our middle name.
So for some reason, Rich, it's not letting me share, and I'm not sure why.
So, yeah, Don will run through it. We'll post the link up, and after the show,
if you can look on our social media feed, you'll see that a lot of our for instance, we've got some Dallas Sucks, some Stairs rips one into the night, some Broad Street Bullies, hit them high, hit them low, but we've also got some we're talking about the fightins. Said. So we've got
ever created.
So we've got a lot of unique phrases that are unique to our city, to our teams, to our brands, and we've got our logo implemented into those sayings, and you can get those things printed on T-shirts, sweatshirts, cozies, coffee mugs, reusable water jugs. You can get them on bandanas for your pets. You can get them on. You can get Drunk on Broad stuff for your onesies. For your maternity shirts. So if you have a desire for us, for you to support our content, we would really encourage you to seek out that link via our social media feed, whether it's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you can find us. That would be the best place for you to be able to find that content, find that information. And in the process of this episode, if I can start to troubleshoot that and figure out a way for me to make it visible to you, we'll make that information. But all that is available now. You can kind of get your hands on anything that has anything from our logo to some of the sayings that are familiar to our town, familiar to our teams. We're really just trying to put our content out there and try to be able to support our teams and support us and be able to get us just kind of in the hands of everybody.
Well said, Don. Well said. So we have it's said. So how the website works, it is not just like our website. So like money does not directly like come to us and come to them. Like it's we're not sure how that goes yet until, we get rocking and rolling. There are percentages taken, and the money that is made for us, we are going to put into a fund and most likely donate it to a charity and do something fun with it. Because let's be real, it was $240 for StreamYard, and we're not getting paid. So any way that we can give back, it's going to be something good for us. We'll pick a charity of our choice or whatever you guys have that you would like to see us donate to. Proceeds will go to that. So, it's always for the kids. It's for the families who need it, and it's for the people who are down on their luck. So if you guys have any suggestions, reach out and let us know. On to some really upsetting notes. We have to talk about these pieces of shit for at least 17 seconds. You suck, Philadelphia Phillies. As a pure baseball fanatic, a guy who sits here at freshly 32, a guy who wished that he could still play baseball. It is an embarrassment of what I get to watch, what I haven't watched, because I'm not even gonna lie. I haven't watched any of that shit because that's a good one, Adam. That's a good one. Make a wish.
Yeah.
I haven't watched any of the Phillies because they fucking stink. They are absolute
so bad.
Shit. What the fuck? Joe Girardi is not the coach for this team. because he has no talent. He can't coach young players. But yet again, we don't really have that many young players that are superstars. So what is the problem? But then you look at the back end of the bullpen. What do we have? 19 blown saves, 7 blown saves in the past 6 games. That's atrocious.
That was the stat that blew me away. That you had more blown saves this week than you had games. So something is vitally wrong there. And I think for me, the most alarming thing is that you've got players on your team, primarily the guy who is the poster of your franchise right now, pointing out the fact that you have nothing in your farm system. You have no chips to move. So when your franchise player in Bryce Harper, the guy who's going to be here for the next 11 years, when he's pointing out the fact that you have no assets moving forward, that to me says like
more than anything.
Yeah. It's almost a hint, Rich, into knowing that like he may pull the maybe I don't maybe and that kind of leads into something that you were talking about a couple weeks ago, where you're talking about is it worth it now to look into like selling off pieces to kind of turn this thing over again.
But you're not getting anything for Bryce. Like that's what Bryce doesn't understand. Okay, Bryce, you could force your hand and say, I'm going to waive my no trade clause. That's great. Who's taking on your contract?
Right.
So let's be real. Like, who is going to – Maton had a K, okay? He's our new closer, Adam. Put some respect on that son of a gun's name. Nick Maton, closer, 2020.
Here's the even funnier thing, Rich. How about the fact that they checked him for foreign substances as he was walking off the field?
I saw the highlight of that, and I'm like,
really?
Oh.
Like that guy, like it's a position player that's pulling your, like he got pulled into a game to pitch when he's and you're really going to check him for foreign substances? Come
he had
on.
that strikeout. Well, no other Phillies pitchers were striking anybody out, Don. You have to look.
Oh my God.
Give him some spider tack. Jesus Christ. Jason just dropped an article. We'll have to check that out. Oh,
yeah.
If it's anything that you've been tweeting, we completely already understand, and we're with you. We're on that side. As he said, 25 saves is the record. I just can't fathom. Like when we were bad in 2000, what was it, like 2012, 2013, like when we were bad, I don't remember being I remember we had a bunch of guys who couldn't play, but I still don't remember them blowing saves like this, in a crazy record amount. 21 saves blown. I get it, but I don't at the same time. I don't get it. I don't even know why I said I do get it, because I don't. I just don't understand. But the funny thing is, people still pay to go see the games, so nothing's going to change. Bryce Harper can say what all he wants. Oh, man, we have none of this. You knew this coming here, Bryce, but you took a paycheck. You were lied to by Middleton. But you also, nobody was throwing big money at you. So what happens? The Phillies threw big money at you, and you took it. That is your fault. That is your fault for coming here. Oh yeah, I'm not buying tickets either, Jay. I'm not.
No.
No tickets and no merch. I am done, bro. I got my stuff for the next 10 years because I have Bryce Harper's jersey. If he gets traded, whatever, I'll just hang it in the closet next to the Cliff Lee one that I have.
Right, and I actually looked into Union tickets this weekend.
Oh, that's awesome.
Just
something, a winning team with good culture. Sounds good.
Something to do that doesn't necessarily involve any of the dumpster fires that are currently happening.
Shout out my boy Vince Marchese. He just finished up his fellowship, and he was a doctor for the Union. So he worked with them. Now he's opening up his own practice. I'm going to get him in, try to get him on in August because he is a sports related doctor. So he's a sports industry doctor. So it'd be cool to talk some things with him and pick his brain about some injuries and, just hear it from the doctor side of it. So that'll be fun. He's willing and wants to come on. So I think it'll be pretty interesting to hear. He's a great dude, very knowledgeable, funny guy. So it'll be cool to hear what he has to say. But
awesome.
As it goes, go ahead, Don.
The craziest thing is that they had starting pitchers this week that had phenomenal starts. Like you had Nola that had the 10 consecutive strikeouts,
Still gets a loss.
still gets a loss. You had Wheeler that put a solid start together, where like they could have swept that Mets series very easily. And I mean, I know we're kind of grasping at straws, but like I can't even say statistically, they have a terrible defense. They are horrible.
Alec Boehm plays little league third base. Reese can't catch a ball. I don't know what I don't know what the options are. Like none of these guys are going to be wanted by teams. Reese is what 0 for like 35 right now,
Right.
or something like again. But he wants us to write about the good things. Like there's nothing good about this team, Reese. Like
and that for me was like, for him to have the balls to step to the microphone and say like, I want you to write about the good stuff, even though I made an error that directly related to us losing the game. It makes me kind of be like, are you watching this? Like, are you being realistic with yourself and looking at this for what it actually is?
But that's the thing, they're not, Don. Like we
Right,
can see as fans. I mean, let's just carry on to like all the Ben Simmons shit. Like carry on to him. Is he saying what we're saying?
Right.
The same thing? Is he giving himself the same? And as Jason said, it is a loser's mentality. It is when you can't take criticism and you can't say, hey, I don't care about that. I need to do better. You need to show me that you can play better. But you can also, Reese Hoskins, not be 0 for 35 at the plate.
Right.
And if you're not hitting, you better play good defense.
Correct.
Don't let one affect the other. Like, don't. Mental mistakes on defense and on the base pass, and run down was incredibly dumb. The mental mistake. Yeah. It all falls on the manager.
All that.
It all falls on the manager. But that's the problem. Everything comes to the manager. All right. And here's one thing I'm going to say, because how about Cole Irvin and Pivetta? Don't give me I don't even want to hear from them losers, because they fucking stunk. I don't care if it was manager or not last year. They fucking stunk when they were on this team. Nick Pivetta can say whatever the fuck he wants. But until Nick Pivetta wins the Cy Young, I'm not listening to that jerk off. Oh, I'm going to call out the team and say, oh, it's a top down. No shit, dude. Carlos Santana said that 5 years ago when he was on this team. Carlos Santana said it. Guys playing video games in the locker room, gets all pissed off. I had to smash the TV. I'm listening to a proven vet who was an all-star, who left this team and has been such a good hitter and continued his success past this team. We know this team. We know about the losing culture. We understand it. You don't have, you're not breaking fucking news to me, Nick Pivetta. You're literally just being like, oh, you're confirming the things that we already know. We are not dumb. We see it. But I'm also not going to take any words from Cole Irvin and Pivetta. Fuck that.
Right.
I am done with those losers. Yeah, of course it's Middleton's fault. Who signs the paychecks?
Correct.
But that's the problem. You have an owner who signs paychecks. You have an owner who hires friends. You have an owner who should got rid of Andy McPhail last year, or Matt Clintock 5 years ago. God damn, J.P. Crawford is batting .281, won a Gold Glove, and is leadoff. Cesar Hernandez led the league in doubles last year. Freddie Galvis won a Gold Glove. Everybody needs to stop fucking telling me and pointing me to stupid. No, I'm not saying anything against you, Jason. I'm just saying for just the article. Stop pointing me to stupid fucking people talking about the Phillies when we already know this. We've seen who left and succeeded because they are not losers, and we understand what this team is. J.P. Crawford is a fucking stud now. Two guys leave and they win Gold Gloves, and another guy who couldn't hit for shit over here, and Cesar Hernandez, because he only was tapping singles up the middle, leads the league in doubles when he goes to play with Cleveland. Of course it's coaching. Of course it's ownership. It's everything. And of course it's the manager. But it's also on these players, because if these players can't step the fuck up, then nobody cares. How about you actually step up and live up to your hype, or just say, hey, this coach wants me to change this. I'm not going to, because this is what made me successful. Don't tell me that these players aren't also to blame, because it starts with them, but it also the people on the field. If they're making the adjustments to make themselves worse, that's their fault. Sorry, Don, that was a long rant.
No, but Rich, it goes back to that famous quote, right? They are who we thought they were. Right? Like we knew, like we can go back and reference our preview show when we were all excited about like the changes that they're bringing new guys into the bullpen. They're bringing Joe Girardi in. They're bringing new voices. They brought this guy. They're the same damn team. They are legit. It's just
they're the same guys. It's the same guys.
Same team, new faces. It's the struggles in the bullpen are the same as last year. The ineptitude on defense is the same as last year. It's nothing's changed. And that to me is the most frustrating point, is like you have this team that you were sold, like, and we've seen it a million times on social media, right? We were sold a bill of goods. We were sold that this was new and exciting people. It's the same team. We're not looking at anything different. We're looking at the same thing that we saw last year in that shortened season, where we saw blown saves, where we saw ineptitude on defense, where we saw missed opportunities to get runners in. Like we saw all of this. We saw all this last year.
There's nothing that has been shown to me that has been a change from last year. And all the people are saying, "Oh, are you really upset that you wanted Joe Girardi, but now do you want Gabe back?" No, because Gabe couldn't fucking win here either. Correct. So let's not play this game. Let's do the hindsight is 2020. No, it's let's be real. Gabe is out in San Fran where nobody gives a fuck about baseball.
Right.
Until they make it in September and then the seats start piling. No one cares. So let's stop saying Gabe could manage this team, because he couldn't. Kevin Gausman couldn't pitch for like 4 different teams. Now he's like the second best pitcher in the league for San Fran. So let's not play all these games. You get guys out of high profile towns and high sports, and like, they're like the 4th biggest sports market, and then they go to a sports market out there that doesn't care about their teams, and then they're successful because there's no bright lights. So let's not play these games that Gabe could actually do something different, because Gabe was the one who screwed up Reese's swing. He was the same one who screwed up Scotty's swing. He's the same guy who screwed up Spencer Howard last year, and now Spencer Howard has 0 conditioning. He's the same guy who ruined players. So do not give me the shit that Gabe Kapler was a good manager, because he's not. And for people who want, we should apologize to Gabe. No, Gabe should apologize to us, because last year they took fucking so much money from all the goddamn fans for putting out some garbage product, and they're doing the same thing this year, and people are still fucking buying tickets. That's on you. I am not going to a Phillies game until they fucking make some good changes. Maybe John Middleton needs to sell the fucking team, but I am not issuing apologies to Gabe Kapler. I'm not apologizing for a fucking manager who literally couldn't manage his way out of a wet paper bag, and now he goes to a small sports market and has success. Good for him. Right. Joe Girardi is a fucking fraud. We all know he's a fraud. Me, you, Nick, Oscar being a Yankees fan, he could have coached that goddamn team to a fucking World Series, that Yankee team he had. Because you go out there and you say, boys, the same thing we did last night, we're going with it. Cool.
Correct.
Jesus Christ.
It's so damn frustrating. But I'm at the point now where like,
agreed, Mike.
I don't know what to do. I tune in. Yes, I tune in because I want to check and make sure that I'm up to date. But at the same time, I'm like, I can't watch this garbage. It's so bad, and it's so predictable because you know exactly what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen.
They're going to get into the 7th inning with a lead, and their bullpen's going to blow it. Then they're going to somehow get a run. Nears is going to come in. He's going to throw a splitter that hangs. It's going to get hit for a home run, and then we're just back to square one. Do you guys want me to tell you how the game's going to end? Are they playing tonight? I'm going to tell you how the game's going to end. Whoever's pitching is going to go probably like 5 or 6, have a decent number. Reese is going to strike out like 3 times. JT is going to hit a double. Maton probably go like 1 for 4, and then we're going to blow the save. And then we're going to be like this close to the record. That's the Phillies. Like,
Correct.
I don't know what anybody wants to know. There's nothing that is going to change with this team. The more we talk about it, the more I get angry because the more I love baseball. So I watch baseball, but I watch other teams play because I think it's still exciting. And Aaron Nola ties a record, and he can't even get the win. That's abysmal, and that pisses me off. But now we are going to. Oh, go ahead, Don. You got something?
No, I was going to say on to bigger and brighter news.
Oh yeah, brighter is correct. Alternate unis. So according to the NFL, the Eagles did place the Blacks as their alternate for next year. So the earliest they can come is 2023.
Correct.
Would be the fan favorite, the Kelly Green unis. I'm going to say this. I'm 32. I seen the Kelly Green uniforms, I think, like twice in my lifetime. I don't know anything about the Kelly Green uniforms besides I think they look pretty. But a lot of people say that the team, when they were wearing Kelly Green, was absolutely dog shit. So maybe it is fitting for them to wear the Kelly Green. Don, your thoughts?
Okay, so as a kid who grew up watching, my introduction to watching this team was in those uniforms. Was watching this team in the vet with Reggie White and Randall Cunningham and Mike Quick and Buddy Ryan wearing, you know, the flat brim hat with the satin jacket with the Eagles, the gray Eagles script on the back. For me, it's nostalgic. I feel like the Kelly Green is more authentic to this franchise. As much as I love the blackout and I love the black uniforms and I own a black jersey and all that, I feel like the Kelly Green is more authentic to the historical value of this franchise. I also feel like there is a dividing line, right? There is a group of fans who.
So what you're saying is it's like an ode to an overrated, terrible coach in Buddy Ryan, and to a team that was super stellar on defense but could not win. Is essentially what you're trying to tell me. Because Buddy Ryan was dog shit. Let's be real. Buddy Ryan was dog shit. He was just known for the body bag games. He was a dog shit coach.
Correct. For me, it's nostalgic, right? For me, I think of this logo. I think of it. It also goes back. There is some parts of it that also goes back further than that, right? Like it goes back to that old 1960s into the 70s. That transition into the early 80s. Era of this franchise. Yes, I know that the only time that they won a Super Bowl was wearing the current uniforms. I just feel like it's a more authentic callback to this franchise than the alternate black uniform.
Hey, I'm not gonna argue that with you. I'm just saying a lot of people were super hype, and I'm like, they didn't do shit wearing those Kelly Greens. So I don't understand what it is. The nostalgia factor, yeah. I don't even think, in my opinion, they're not even like top 5 of like best uniforms, like classic uniforms in the NFL.
Okay, I mean, yes.
Like, so what it means, like, so the meaning of that to me is like, I get what you're saying, and I get what Jason would say, because it's like you came up on that. I didn't come up on that. I'm not a big fan of the midnight green. I like the black unis, and that's pretty much it. To me, I feel like they need to like revamp the uniform a little bit and see what they can come up as like a different design. But the Kelly Green, I like seeing people wearing the throwback Kelly Green jerseys. Do I want to like see that on the field? No. I love the powder blue like Chargers uniforms. I like the old school like Bucks uniforms. Like the old school, like Bears, the early Carolina Panthers uniforms, like I like those. It's just for me to be super in love with the Kelly Green. Like I know it's nostalgic and I grew up with it, but I'm like, you're also paying ode to a team that couldn't achieve success. That's what I'm thinking.
You're essentially paying ode to a team that came up short a lot.
which is what we're used to in Philadelphia. So I understand.
Which kind of feeds into what we're used to. So here was my initial idea when they started coming out with these alternate uniforms way back when. The Thursday night, you know how they were trying to implement like every team plays a Thursday night game?
Yes.
The Thursday night game should be a throwback uniform game.
That would be cool.
If you had, the Eagles playing the Broncos, right? You have the Kelly Green Eagles, and you have the creamsicle orange Broncos uniform with the D with the Bronco jumping out of it. Like, I thought that would be a really easy way for the NFL to reintroduce the merchandise back into the fans of 20 years ago, while also reinvigorating the Thursday night as like a not necessarily like the dumpster fire that it is, because Thursday night games right now suck. They're terrible.
They need to do something to draw in viewership.
Right. It's Jets and Jaguars. Like it's Titans and Texans. Like it's a bunch of like misjudged teams where like you need something to reinvent that space. So I felt like the throwback Thursday, and it kind of feeds into that social media piece where like you could really capitalize on that and have the teams that are playing on Thursdays kind of reinvent that uniform and play in the throwback uniform on Thursday.
Don, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I really do. If NFL, if you're listening,
NFL,
hit up Don. He'll make some things happen. He'll be your market guy. Hashtag Throwback Thursdays. Throw the unis on. Let's play some football. It has to draw viewership up. I know they're just a little bit. Thursday night just absolutely sucks. But we are going to transition, because this is going to be one of our quicker shows without our boys. Preview for things to come. So what we plan on doing for here until Eagles time, because there's really nothing going on, and we're honestly not going to keep killing ourselves over the Phillies. Like me and Don were talking for the show. We haven't really watched much Philadelphia sports, because honestly the only thing that's there is the Phillies. And let's be real, they're heartbreaking, and you just don't want to be aggravated. And it's a long season, but it's still aggravating. So we're just kind of avoiding that. But a preview for things to come in not next week, but the following week, there will be hopefully we can get everybody together and we will do our show with the answering questions. It'll be our fun show. Just, all the different questions. So Don has some of the questions. He'll let you guys know what we'll be answering.
So some of the things, so we're talking about, favorite summer activities, things that, that you've always wanted to do but never done. Sports events, best sports event you've ever attended. Something that we just talked about just now. What's a retro jersey that you would bring back that's not Philly related? A TV show that you would reboot from your childhood or whatever. Mount Rushmore of whatever.
Movies, albums.
Movies, tailgates, sporting events that you've attended that are not Philly. And then we had some other suggestions of like, favorite wrestlers, just some fun topics to kind of invigorate the conversation that aren't necessarily banging your head against the door about talking the same conversation about the Phillies every week.
We understand more than you guys. Like, we understand how hard it is to listen to the same thing, to listen to the same recycled crap. Mm-hmm. We're not guys who are throwing out trade scenarios for the Sixers. We're not insiders. If you're looking for something like that, follow the Full Court Press. Listen to Big T Will.
Seriously.
And
the last episode they just had with the Cuz was incredible. So if you're looking for real cool, authentic Sixers content, they're going to be doing draft previews. They're going to be doing free agent previews. They're going to be talking to people from DC, from Minnesota, from Portland, from all these different cities, from Golden State, where they're getting the inside information from. So Full Court Press, Big T Will, that's where you want to get your original content from.
Yeah, follow them. They'll hook you up with all the Sixers inside stuff and what's going on. But we completely understand. Like it's hard. The Eagles aren't doing anything right now. They're not going to be back till the 27th of July. The Phillies suck. Flyers. Don is going to get up with Mike from the Fired Up podcast, and I believe the guy is Kyle. So they're going to get together and they're going to discuss all things hockey. That'll be an episode that Don is going to be hosting and rocking that on, and I will be sitting back and watching that because I will not be able to stop being engaged in it if I am on the camera. So I'm going to listen, I'm going to take notes, and I'm going to learn about hockey. This is going to be great. I understand the game of hockey, but I don't understand the hard cap and the rules and the trades and all that jazz. So it'll be really nice to hear some hockey talk, and it'll be good for Don to be able to speak his outlet being, the NHL Teacher of the Year. It'd be nice for him to talk about it for at least a half an hour. But I know those guys are great, and it'll be longer. We should all do a podcast on. Honestly, we're probably going to talk a lot about candy bars. So what we are going
we can tie that into the movies.
We'll tie it in there, and thank you, Adam. So what we're going to try to do for the rest of the time, we are going to go bi-weekly. Because it's just going to be easier. We'll be able to do different fun shows that keep everybody engaged. And we just want to, it's summertime, we want the summertime vibes. We want the good feels. We're guys. If you talk to us outside of this podcast, we are not guys that bang our heads against walls. But when you talk about Philly sports, I mean, that's kind of what it gives you. You talk about Philly sports. And I think I just saw my wife walk by with the snow in, because there was just an LED light zooming across the thing. It's either that or my house is haunted. So that's great. Hey, James, you scared the living bejesus out of me. I appreciate you, babe. But we understand how hard it is, and we want to keep everybody engaged. We want to be engaged ourselves. So what we are going to be doing is just that. So it'll be fun. So please stay tuned. Stay tuned. And we will be getting our preview stuff in. He's fine, babe. We'll be getting our stuff in. Our dog's outside, sorry. So we'll just be getting some different fun stuff out there. So anything you guys want us to talk about that's not Philly sports related, we would love to. Because like I said, we're two genuine, peaceful guys. Yeah. But you get us all fired up when we have to talk about the same redundant and same things that don't change. It just makes me laugh how things just.
I'm in a very different place than I was last week. I was a little angry last week.
Yeah, I mean, I was just angry talking about the Phillies, but I'm just kind of like, it's honestly a good thing because I've been getting to bed at 9:00 every night since I'm not staying up and I'm feeling rejuvenated. I'm honestly drinking a shit ton of water, which Jamie can tell you she has to force water down my throat because I don't drink it. It's beer or nothing. So I'm taking a break from I don't even have the urge to drink anymore. I don't have to do this anymore. I'm just gonna. Water stuff is really good. It's because I'm not it's as weird as it sounds. You get so everybody can attest to this for being Philadelphia fans. Chip, Adam, Jason, Don. You get consumed by it. Yeah. And if it affects your mood that much, then maybe we should stop caring about it so much. But it's just all you know. You grew up a diehard fan of everything Philadelphia sports. I grew up that way. I saw my dad break more remotes in an Eagles season than Gallagher broke watermelons on stage. That dude was at the Comcast store back when you had to go and schedule they put it through the little glass slide. This dude got 15 remotes, broke them all in 3 games. Dude was nuts. But that was what I grew up on. So you had the same fire and passion as what you were taught. I don't know.
Oh. Yeah. No, I'm with you. We're trying to get ourselves in a place where we can get to August, get to where we're talking about Eagles training camp and look. I'm trying to. This kind of week has given me a good place to get perspective on fandom and where I'm at as far as the level of importance that it kind of falls into place, and you know, looking at things from a more optimistic point of view, and trying not to be necessarily completely fanboy on one side, but be critical on the other side, and try to find some kind of happy medium in the middle. So, the fun topics
you said
will be fun for the summer, and just look forward to trying to make it exciting for for the people that are checking in.
Yes, sir. I mean, you hit it directly. You kind of got to separate and look at it through an optimistic point of view, and that's what we're going to do, obviously, until the Eagles shit on our parade. But, hey, we can be optimistic for a solid 6 weeks before that. Don, final thoughts. What do you got for me, brother?
So, as I'm sure anybody who's checked in on social media has seen today, that the idea that Mark Zumoff is going to step down as the person who's going to do the TV play-by-play for the Sixers. I was honestly heartbroken. Like, it made me sad. I was of all the things that kind of happened in the last couple weeks, with the Sixers losing in Game 7 on Sunday, and the Phillies blowing leads they're blowing 7 leads in 6 games, and this was kind of like the punch in the face that I didn't need. So my final thought is just an homage to just say, thank you for making things exciting. Thank you for turning plays that were normally very circumstantial during a game into something that were incredibly exciting. And the Zoomisms, as I'll call them, are just incredibly insightful ways of making the game exciting for the viewer. So the turning garbage into gold, and the hold on, a la we're coming in for a landing and coming in for a timely deuce. Those things that were just little anecdotal things that made things exciting. Really, just for me as a fan, and as I'm sure I can speak for a lot of the people out there that are listening. Just thank you for making things exciting. I'm looking forward to who they can bring on, and maybe seeing Tom McGinnis. Maybe they bring Tom McGinnis in from the radio side, because he does an incredible job on the radio side. Maybe he comes in and does the play-by-play for the TV broadcast. But really just a thank you for making fandom fun.
Agreed. Mark, thank you. Mr. Zumoff, cheers to you. Thank you for making everything worthwhile, and giving us Sixers fans, as early as I can remember, that was the guy I heard on TV. And it sucks because, like you said, the Zoomisms, it's going to be missed, and it's going to suck. But the show's going to go on. He'll be replaced. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you, Chris.
So my final thoughts, I put a tweet out there today about just, being happy for others. I think that's what we need to start focusing on. So I've seen a lot of people talking about like the lack of empathy that people are having for each other, and people are just, in it for the wrong reasons, or just cheering against you. Just remember, we're all human beings. We all live in this world together. And to make it's kind of corny, but to make it a better place, we need to start appreciating everyone and the people who you surround yourself with. If you're hanging around a bunch of people who aren't happy for you, find new friends. If you're hanging around a bunch of people who bring you down, find new friends. It's not that hard. You're not in a tough place. This is a good thing to end on. Men's Mental Health Month. I think it's very big that we as men need to talk and find your outlet and get it out there, and let people know how you're feeling. Reach out to friends who you think are down, or people who need it. We all fall in tough times, and we all get into weird headspaces, but you have to support everyone and be there, and love. Just it's human nature for us to be wanting to, hey, oh, I wish I had that. I wish I had that. But you know what? Other people have it. Support them. Be proud of them. People who are battling addiction, who are coming out of it, support them. Small accomplishments, whatever it is, send that person, hey, I'm having a job interview this week. Send me luck. Send them luck. Even if you don't fucking know them, just send them luck. You don't know what that means. I saw a thing today. It was like a stranger out there, like, remembers your face because you were nice to them. Like, use that. Like, use that in your mind. Like, go out there and try to make an impact. Exactly. It's not a weakness. Like, mental is super, super important. Jason's DMs are open. We're always here. Like, I have no problem talking to anybody about anything. But you need to just realize what goes around comes around. And life comes full circle. Supporting people and being nice. And, if people are in there and they're like blowing up your mentions with negative stuff, block them. It doesn't make you look weak. It's just, sometimes you don't want that. There's a lot of people you don't talk to in real life. It doesn't mean you should subject yourself to it on the internet. There's different ways to go about things. Support each other. If somebody needs a vote, go vote for them. If somebody needs this, just help them out. We're people. We're all trying to make it in life.
Exactly.
I'm not even saying like podcasters, support you. Like, yeah, dude, support everybody. Oscar's mom said sun shines on everybody, but it's just more important getting in the right mind space, checking on your friends, checking on other people, being there just be a good person. Like it's not hard, and it takes a lot of stuff to be negative. And this is why over the course of the next few weeks, we're trying to do some more funny and uplifting, and like, let's get rid of the pessimism. Let's get rid of, being angry. Like, let's have some fun. Let's share some laughter. Let's share some like fun stories with everybody. So let's do it, and let's have a good time. I am Rich, Don Juan. We will be seeing you guys in 2 weeks. Not next week, but the following week. Peace out, Philly. Have fun, stay safe, and be happy. Peace.
See you.